Welcome back, everyone. It's time to plant some flowers, and we are here with Esther McGinnis, an extension horticulturist with NDSU, and we are talking about container gardening today, right?
Yes, we are.
And not flowers, actually veggies.
Yes. So we're going to talk about kitchen gardens today and just the ease and convenience of it. So there are a lot of advantages to having a container or kitchen garden. Now, you don't have to be a homeowner to do this. You can be somebody that lives in an apartment and do this on your deck or on your patio. And this is also great for the elderly. You don't have to run out to your garden. This will be right there on your deck.
Okay, where do we start?
Well, we start with choosing a container. Now, we can choose all different kinds of containers. A lot of people choose ceramic containers because they're beautiful. They come in a range of colors, but they can be a little bit on the spendy side. We can certainly use plastic containers such as this. This will run anywhere from $5 to $10 a container, right. So pretty economical.
Yes. For how large they are. Okay.
And what you're going to show us today is tomatoes and some poblano peppers, correct?
That's correct.
So first we've got this. We put a bunch of what in here?
All right, so the next thing that we need to do is to find a good potting mix. You don't want to start with your garden soil. Garden soil is not conducive to good plant growth in a container.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. And you chose?
I chose a potting mix.
Okay.
So sometimes this is called a potting soil, but don't be confused by the name. It really is not a soil. Now, if you look at this media, it's a mix of peat. You'll also see some wood bark in here. There'll be little white pellets, which are perlite. Sometimes you'll find vermiculite in there. Okay. Now, this is a nice mix for a container. It's a little bit on the lighter side, but it'll drain nicely. Our native soils would not drain well in a pot.
Okay. All right, so that's good. So then do we have to worry about the drilling, the holes on the bottom of the pot?
That's right. Now, with this pot, we already have holes that are pre-drilled.
Okay.
Now, with this pot, we only had one little small hole, and that's not going to be good enough.
Okay,
but
there we go.
Really easy.
We see the hole. We need more. One or two more?
Yes. Let's go with two more. That should be just fine.
Like
so I brought my husband's drill here.
Oh, Esther.
So power tools, wonderful.
Okay.
So we just.
Bam.
That's easy. Okay.
Yes. So that's one drill.
I'll hold it for you.
Okay.
All right.
And
there
then
we go.
Pull it up.
Stuck
Well,
in
here,
there.
we might as well do one more.
One more.
Well done.
There you go. Nice job. Okay, very good. That's going to drain well, isn't it?
Be careful, your husband is going to have you start giving you a to-do list.
I know.
All right, so we've got that. Do we want to fill this one too, or are we focusing on that one?
Well, we can certainly drill this, or we could certainly fill this one up.
Okay.
All right, I'll do that. Well, you guys talk about getting stuff planted.
Okay, yeah. We'll start working on this pot.
All right, so we've filled this one up maybe about 3/4 full.
Okay.
Now this is going to be a pot that's about 2 gallons. Now we'll start off with the pepper here.
Okay.
This is a poblano pepper or a hot pepper.
Uh-oh. No wonder Chris likes that.
Yeah.
So you can see we've got a nice healthy root system on this. Now we'll plant this, and we want the soil line to be even with the top of this here. We don't want to plant it too deep when it comes to peppers.
And one per pot, or can you put a couple in there?
You can. I would only put one per pot because this pot isn't large enough to accommodate more than one plant.
Because it will get pretty big?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, it will.
All right.
Now
So we've got that.
Now you could also grow bell peppers, and bell peppers tend to actually do better than the hot peppers in our climate in North Dakota.
Oh, good tip. Really good tip. Okay, and then any certain kind of tomato plant when we finally get this into the other pot?
Yes, I've chosen the variety Celebrity. Now, Celebrity has a number of advantages. First of all, it's very disease resistant, and you want to choose one that's disease resistant because you don't want to be spraying with fungicide and other chemicals.
Okay.
So Celebrity is really good for that. but it's also what we call a determinate tomato. Determinate means that it has a bush habit, and that's in comparison with an indeterminate tomato, which has more of a vining or climbing habit. Now, there's nothing wrong with a climbing habit, but we're working with a small container here, and then we would have to build some sort of trellising system, or at least have 5-foot tall stakes.
Okay,
So
that's more for outside.
that's more for your garden, yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so while we
So how'd I do here, Esther?
3/4 of the
All
way?
right. About 3/4 of the way.
You want
here.
more in
A little bit
there?
more,
or-
maybe?
Maybe just a little
All
bit
right.
more.
And while he's doing that, let's, this came with the pot, right? But we don't
Yes.
need it. Is that correct?
That's correct. Now we have to consider the growing environment for the roots of our tomatoes and our peppers. We want it to be a balanced environment where it has plenty of air and moisture. If it's too wet, then you will have problems with root rot. So I always remove the saucer so that the water can drain right through the soil.
But then if it's sitting somewhere on your floor, you also don't want it to drain onto your floor too. So then would you use this in certain instances?
I mean, you
Just make
can-
sure that you get the water out of here if there's too much?
You can certainly do that, but we are actually container gardening outside on the deck.
Okay, okay. All right.
So it can just drain onto the deck. Now it may in fact stain the deck though at some point in time. So maybe you want to have some sort of saucer to catch it, but you would have this elevated so that the bottom of the pot is not sitting in the water.
Okay, I was thinking about my basil plant sitting in my kitchen that I got from Tony Nasello. Okay, so, good.
But to answer your question, what you could do there is when you water it and the water goes into the saucer, just empty the water.
Okay, there you go. All right, so now we just need to get the tomato plant in there, right?
Yes. Now we're starting with the transplant instead of seeds. It's a little too late to be starting with the seeds. If you were starting from seed, you would start maybe 6 or 8 weeks ago.
Okay.
Okay.
But this is a perfect time to be planting our tomatoes because this is very much a tropical plant.
All right.
So it's native to South America.
Nice.
Oh, really nice. Who
Muy
doesn't love its
bien.
good tomato?
Yes. But fortunately, our night temperatures are above 50 degrees. So you wouldn't want to set them out until the night temperatures are consistently above that.
Okay.
Now with the tomato, this is kind of a smaller plant. Tomato is the one plant that you can bury the stem deep because it will initiate roots all along the stem.
Oh, nice. And you can put more in this one, obviously.
Well, you could, but you're going to be surprised how large this is going to be.
Oh, okay.
So this will most likely be about 3 feet tall and 3 feet wide by August. It grows
Wow.
very fast.
So we're jumping the gun here. We don't want to put all these in here.
That's right, just one. One will fill this up.
This is why we need Esther, because if we
just
had our
excited.
way, I'm like, let's plant these tomato plants. Okay, ours would not grow. Esther's will grow, ours would not.
Well, we'll send these home with you, Andrea.
Oh boy, oh pressure. Okay, so do we need anything else? I see these little beads here.
Yes.
Plant food.
There are a couple of different things. You can add a little bit of fertilizer, and I'm choosing to use a slow release fertilizer here. So this comes in a nice little pellet form. So I'm just going to shake that over the surface here, and that should fertilize for a good 2 to 3 months.
Oh,
Nice.
I was thinking maybe I could shake some on every day for a ginormous tomato. I really do need your help, Esther. Okay, so once you've sprinkled it, it's good to go for the summer.
It's good to go for, I would say, at least 2 months.
Okay.
Now, if you notice your plant starting to turn yellow, then it's indicating that it's low on nitrogen.
Okay.
So just monitor your plant. Now, of course, we also need to water. We didn't talk about watering.
Oh yes.
The watering is going to be very important. Now, when the temperatures are cool, you don't have to water as frequently. But you can test it by sticking your finger into the soil. If it's dry, the top 2 inches, then it's a good time to water.
Oh, nice.
But when it gets really hot, you're probably going to be watering every day.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Appreciate that. Anything
Fabulous.
else?
Anything else we need to know as we get our patio garden?
I think it's
That's
good.
it? Okay.
Well done.
Esther, thank you so much from NDSU. We appreciate your time, and we'll have you back again.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
enjoyed it.
Thank you. Stay close. We'll be right back.